I was thinking watching, Private Ryan again, you can't help but think, wow, what those guys went through, and in Pearl Harbor, and just thinking about that, that was my dad, my father-in-law, and then, many, many thousands of others and your relatives, and what they went through in World War II. And, man, and I know this has been said many times, what would they think if they were alive today, watching our politicians and everything going, what would they think? It's really sad when you think about that, isn't it? And it was a different time, of course, back when men were men, right? And it was okay. That toxic masculinity helped win World War II and many others. It's just things have changed so much. The thing that people who are overly sensitive get wrong and don't realize it. I'm going to pontificate a little bit, and I've seen this in so many arenas. I'm sure you have too. There's no reason to be mean or overly strict when it's not necessary, or overly tough on yourself or other people. When it's not necessary. But we just need some discipline sometimes, right? Growing up, and people are just afraid they're going to offend everybody. Afraid they're going to offend somebody. And boy, my dad's generation was like that. And I got so many spankings with a belt, a switch, as many as you did. Many of you, if you're my age or even younger, you went through some serious discipline, and you probably deserved it, just like I did. And didn't think anything about it, I didn't harbor ill feelings towards my mom and dad because I got spanked. My teachers and coaches at school got paddlings occasionally. Hard one. Oh man, it hurt. That's part of growing up in discipline. Expected that. I was a guy. I was into stuff, throwing a snowball in the bus or whatever it was, and get in trouble, get a paddling. I actually did that, and just guys especially, you just need somebody to be strict with them at times. That's just my opinion, being a guy and growing up like that. But we're just afraid to hurt somebody's feelings, or they won't get over it. And of course, and then you see what happens to society. The thing I saw when I was teaching, 29 years, I saw over and over and over again. And what you have to do if you're a teacher, you're going to go into education, and you've got a class full of kids. It doesn't matter what age they are. Well, it does, but kids are going to be kids. They're going to get by with what they can, right? So you got to be pretty strict, or else it's chaos. Think about classrooms you've been in as a student or a teacher, and how difficult it was to learn anything, and how you didn't even enjoy that class because it was chaos. You couldn't hear the teacher. It just was no fun. Maybe you were even picked on more because there just was no discipline in that class. And I have seen that happen so often with teachers, often with new teachers, and then just teachers that they just want the very best for their little kiddies. And they want to, they'd read all the books on education and how to treat people properly, and not be offensive, not be overly strict, unnecessarily strict, and so they felt really good about being so nice to every single student in that classroom, but chaos reigned. Kids weren't learning anything. The kids next door might not be learning anything because it's so loud in that classroom. And the kids run, the inmates running the asylum. The kids running the classroom. You've been there. You've seen it if you've been through school, right? And you didn't even respect that teacher, right? I mean, I can think of 2 names in middle school that I had like that. Didn't learn much. Nobody respected the teacher. The guy, he was just a fool, you know. And you know, in the 8th grade, I had a math teacher like that. It's just long ago. Nobody would know. I do remember his name. In first period, I had a science teacher, and then later in the day, I had this math class. And my science teacher was my homeroom teacher. Big guy. Well, he was Mr. Ryle. There's a school named after him in Boone County, Kentucky. And I remember him, kind of a big guy, tall guy, big guy. And everybody liked him. He was really, really fair and personable, but man, you didn't mess with him at all. You say something smart to him, and you were afraid you might not make it out of that classroom walking, okay. But not that he was threatening anybody. It's just, you know, you paid attention, but everybody liked him, and he was a good disciplinarian, but a really nice guy. Everybody be around talking to him before class and that kind of thing, you know. And just kind of the perfect atmosphere for teaching. It was the atmosphere I tried to create, you know. I didn't put up foolishness, but I had fun and enjoyed the kids. And but that other teacher in math, I got in trouble in that class. Had a squirt, here you go, had a squirt gun, you know, in class. And I remember shooting a buddy of mine with a squirt gun. The fact that I'd even take a squirt gun to that classroom is bizarre. That would be the last thing on my mind with Mr. Ryle. And I think I might have gotten a paddling in there. I shot at another guy in the class. He had a squirt gun too, and it missed him. We hit the board over there on the side of the room, and the goofball, useless teacher saw that, and you know, he was in trouble, and so was he. But you know, it's that kind of atmosphere. My point there is, you know, you got to be strict and not worry about offending somebody. You know, that's just what we need to do, I think, in society.